I was about to take the opportunity while you were away to talk about the Virginia Whiskey Tournament.
Please do.
So I'm running the Virginia Whiskey Tournament on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Bigger and better than last year, with more distilleries because there are three new whiskey producing distilleries in the Commonwealth of Virginia. One of which is owned by Devil's Backbone, and one of which is owned or operated by Bold Rock, which is kind of cool. Um, and it's sort of, it's just me running it, but it's kind of a big deal for me because I get to interact with a lot of distillers, and I get to see the communities that they've built interact with each other through the lens of talking about why they think that you should vote for their favorite distillers. And last year, uh, a small new distillery came out of nowhere with a really strong community-driven effort to win. And this year, we're doing it bigger and better, and hoping for interesting results. Um, I'm going to be running the first poll from the 5th of June, starting on the 5th of June. It's going to be two polls with four distilleries each. And they're going to be running for a week. And you guys will get to vote on Twitter and on Facebook because I still haven't figured out how to do that on YouTube or Instagram yet. And you guys get to advocate for your favorite distillers. You can, take a look and see the breadth and depth of craft in Virginia distilling. And uh, at the end of the tournament, which is going to be in mid-September, you get to see who has won, who gets to call themselves the 2023 Virginia Whiskey Champion. I haven't got the trophy yet. I'm working on procuring a stave from last year's champion, which will create um, the the dais, as it were, for the beautiful Jefferson Cup, because Jefferson is from Virginia, engraved with Virginia Whiskey Champion 2023.
I,
And
I really should have asked you for a slide so that I could have something up while you were talking about this. But I am currently
That's okay.
projecting. I think per your comment about how do we do this on YouTube, YouTube has a community channel, has a community tab on YouTube channels now. And I
Ooh.
believe one of the things you can do with that, I think I've seen some creators doing this, is you can actually post a community poll there.
Huh.
So I think we can work on trying to get that together. As far as
Yes.
involving people on YouTube, another thing you can do, assuming that you introduce each bracket with a video, is to ask in the comments for people to vote. That might work.
Yes.
I have a question for you, Phil.
Yes.
Are you going to be tasting or discussing the whiskeys from each entry in the brackets early on, midway through, anything like that?
So, um, just in terms of procuring it, 44 distilleries is a lot. I do have whiskey from a number of them, but I don't have whiskey from all of them. I'm working on that though. Um, the first round, I don't believe I will have whiskey in time for all of the entrants. Um, but I'm going to
That's a
do my
lot to
best.
taste too, unless you were to split it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be much easier in the second round. Um, but I'm also going to do my best to meet and get pictures with the people who make the whiskey. For example, this not this coming weekend, but next weekend is the Virginia Spirits Expo in Charlottesville, and I will be there. Trying to get pictures with the people who make Virginia craft spirits, and also trying a bunch of stuff because I'm going to be able to go talk to these people and try the spirits they produce, and that's really exciting to me. Um, and I might end up handing over the trophy to the winner at the next one. Just a quiet little handoff, um, because that one is at the end of September, up in Northern Virginia.
Oh, okay. So it's not an annual thing. It's a couple times a year.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it's a cool. The people who organize the Virginia Spirits Expo people are the name that their company has is Drink Local, and that is certainly an ethos that I can get behind.
Nice. Yeah, I want to tag on. I've been trying not to, just because of audio sync issues. We've been trying not to interrupt each other, which ruins a little bit the organic reaction thing. Last week when you talked about the Virginia Whiskey Tournament, I forgot it was happening, and I had, I think, a great reaction from a content perspective of like, wow, that was fun last year. I'm actually, so I want to repeat that now. The Virginia Whiskey Tournament was so much fun. I certainly have heard of a handful of the entrants in the bracket last year. And as a result of that tournament, I've heard of everyone who was in that bracket last year and got a chance to see their supporters come out and vote on them. And it was just I mostly participated on Twitter personally. It was like kind of a great way to meet and engage with a lot of the whiskey community on Twitter. Um, and not to mention the distilleries themselves, especially once they realized what was happening and that this was like no small thing. You had hundreds, I think even thousands of votes on the last the semifinals and the finals in your bracket because everyone had kind of figured out, oh, this is happening, and people are coming out of the woodwork and really trying to win this thing. And um, if I remember right, you did hand off the trophy to the
Yes,
distiller, to Falls Church Distilling Company. Do I have that right?
Falls Church Distillers.
Falls Church Distillers. You went to visit them in person, I believe, and they
Yes,
were cutting a red tape on something.
they had just moved facilities to their new location in Manassas because a myriad of reasons, but mostly for space. They've got a much larger space now, and they invited me to the ribbon cutting for their new facility, which was an immense honor. And I got to say a few words about the community that they were building and how cool it was to see such a new company that was producing such good whiskey and building such a strong community that they would go toe to toe with honestly giants in the craft distilling space, Catoctin Creek, Virginia Distilling Company, and the not so craft A. Smith Bowman because they're still a Virginia distillery. I can't not include them.
Yep. And a
And
personal
Copper
favorite of mine,
Fox.
yeah, Copper Fox with the American single malt.
I mean, really big names in craft distilling. I mean, Copper Fox has been around for a long time. Catoctin Creek since 2008 or 2009, I think. I mean, and more new distilleries every year, and I think it's a cool opportunity to sort of showcase what my home state is capable of.
I think it's a lot of fun. I admire the work that you put into that. If only I had the free time, I wish I could do something similar. Um, but I think one of us running a tournament at once is more than enough. We'll see what we can do in the future.
Well, and hopefully, I can make some connections to people and have them come and talk to us here about what they do because that's sort of my end goal is to get to meet these people and talk to them and sort of learn about what they do from them because nobody knows what they do better than they do. That was
Absolutely.
really redundant.
No, you're completely right though. I feel like that was very well put. Um, one of the reasons that we love talking to distillers and interviewing them and having them on the podcast, um, we have some people queued up. Just a matter of scheduling. Is that there's really no one better to hear it from than the people themselves, and we try our best to be enjoyable personalities. But the people who are making all of this happen are the producers, and a lot of them are wonderful people that are really worth talking to and meeting, or at least hearing from.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to get this started, uh, to get the polls started, and talk up some of the fantastic folks who are doing great work here in Virginia. I am also actually this year going to be emailing the distilleries on the week that their poll goes live to be like, hey, by the way, this is a thing that I'm doing. Because last year when I started, I was not sure that it was going to work at all. Um, and then a couple of distilleries picked up on what I was doing early on, and it got bigger than I expected, a lot faster than I expected.
There was definitely an element of realizing you're in a race to start racing.
Yes,
It'll be interesting to see what happens when people are out in full force right from the beginning.
yes, I can't wait. I can't wait.